last video, we were talking about how does the if and else vary from how it was in C and C++, and how do things turn up here. Almost the same way as it worked before, but just a slight variation, right? You need to be careful. All right. So moving on, let's have a look at how do the switch case work in Java, guys. Just creating a new class for you. And in the same package that is com.valid.training, I'm putting in the name as switch case demo. All right. I need the main method and I'll just hit finish. Okay. Now switch case, obviously you know that it's a branching statement, branching control statement. When you want to test for multiple conditions, then you would go for using a switch case, right? So, but whatever you can do with a switch case, you can do with an if else, but not the other way around. That is, if is more flexible in the manner that with a switch case, you can only check for equality, but with an if else, you can check for all other operations, guys. So what is the syntax for using a switch case in Java? It goes like this. That is, you put in the expression in the switch block, and then you put in different cases. I'll say case 1, case 2, then case 6, and then default. Almost the same syntax as was before, right? And within these cases and defaults, some statement or statements that you want to be executed, right? So following this syntax, let's take a number from runtime. And by the way, guys, in this switch expression, before Java 5.0 was released, and Java 5.0, for your information, it's considered one of the greatest versions ever released in Java because of the notable and significant features that were released in this version. I'll talk about some of them for you in the subsequent sessions, but just understand that it was a really great version to be released in the Java community. So what happened before Java 5.0, only two things were expected to be the resulting value of this expression in a switch case. That was either int or char, right? But after Java 5.0, in addition to int and char being allowed, now strings and enumerations were allowed as well. All right. So following this syntax, let's put in a sample case here. I'll get a number from user at runtime again as an integer, or you can take a float, for example, or a string, but floats won't work with a switch case, right? You need to be careful again. So I'll say int value, then again, create the scanner object here, system.in, and then I'll say .next int, okay, which takes an integer from user at runtime. And then let's say I have a requirement, guys. I want to take in numbers from a number from user at runtime, and if the number is, let's say, 7 or 10 or 17, I want to print that in words. Otherwise, I should say no match found. So I'll say enter number, and I take that in a integer variable of type value, and then I put in a switch case, right? Using the switch case syntax, so you can just put in the expression as value. That's what I'm checking, and then I want to check it for example 7, as I said, and if that is the case, right, I want to print it out in words. So I want to say 7 in caps, for example, and then I'll have another case for 17. The sequence doesn't matter here. I'll say if it is 17, please print 17 in words for me, and then I'll say case 10 if that is matching with the value. So please print out 10 in words. All right, and then the default, inside default, I want to say to print in a println message, no match found. So when you run this, obviously value would be compared with 7, and let's say if I enter the value as 17, so you would expect the value to be printed as 17 and then will come out of the switch case, right? But when you run this, you'd be surprised to see there would be an output that is 17, 10, and no match found. Even no match found. Why is that? That is because of a condition in a switch case block, and that is no variation with the earlier languages. It was the same in C, C++, it is the same in Java. It's called fall through, and you can make a note of it, what I'm going to say. And this goes like this, that is when the resulting value of an expression in a switch matches any of the cases, then the flow continues to fall through until it finds one of two things: either the ending brace of the switch case or the optional break statement. Again, for re-emphasis, when the switch expression value matches one of the cases, right, the flow then continues to fall through. It's called fall through until it finds one of two things: either the ending brace of the switch case or the optional break statement. And you're seeing that I've not put in the optional break statement. This is no compile time error, works fine, but I'll get undesired output. I was expecting, if I put in the value as 17, I was just expecting 17, but I'll get 17, 10, and even disastrous, no match found. Let's save and run this. See, and here you go. The condition of fall through, the flow then continues to fall through, guys. And sometimes, why did they keep break as optional in a switch case? Because they want, sometimes you as a developer would want the fall through to happen. But here, obviously, we're getting undesired output. We don't want the fall through to happen. And that is why after every case, I'll put in the optional break statement. And what does the optional break statement do? It's a jump statement. It gets you out of the switch case immediately whenever it is encountered. So whenever the break keyword is encountered in a switch case, the control immediately comes out. And after default, I don't need it because obviously it's the ending thing in a switch case. So now you should see the right desired output. I'll say 17, just 17, and gets you out of the switch case. You'll hit 7, just 7, right? You'll hit a number which doesn't match any of the cases, no match found, guys, right? So that is how a switch case works. All right, so that is about switch case in Java. I'll see you in the next video.